Yellowstone Supervolcano, one of the Earth's 21 plus supervolcanoes. What would happen if a supervolcanic eruption occurred again at Yellowstone? If another large caldera-forming eruption were to occur at Yellowstone, its effects would be worldwide. The whole world would be affected by this. Such a giant eruption would have regional effects, such as falling ash and short-term or years to decades changes to global climate. Those parts of the surrounding states of Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming that are closest to Yellowstone would be affected by pyroclastic flows, while other places in the United States would be impacted by falling ash. The amount of ash would decrease with distance from the eruption site. Such eruptions usually form calderas, broad volcanic depressions created as the ground surface collapses as a result of withdrawal of partially molten rock, the magma below. Fortunately, the chances of this sort of eruption at Yellowstone are exceedingly small in the next few thousand years, according to geologists of USGS. When was the last time that Yellowstone erupted? Well, we'd be surprised to learn that the last time it erupted was just 70,000 years ago. The most recent volcanic activity at Yellowstone consisted of rhyolitic lava flows that erupted approximately 70,000 years ago. The largest of these flows formed a pitchstone plateau in southwestern Yellowstone National Park. And what are some examples of the supervolcanoes? We're finding new ones all the time. Just the other day, I talked about a supervolcano the size of Yellowstone, which is actually the Atacama Desert of Chile. Atacama has geysers. Yes, I didn't even know there was a supervolcano there. What are some examples of supervolcanoes? Volcanoes that have produced exceedingly voluminous pyroclastic eruptions and formed large calderas in the past 2 million years include Yellowstone in northwest Wyoming, Long Valley in eastern California, Toba in Indonesia, and Taupo in New Zealand. Other supervolcanoes would likely include the large caldera volcanoes of Japan, Indonesia, Alaska, for example, Anyachuk, Emmons, Fisher, and other areas. So even Alaska has a supervolcano. And the most destructive volcanic eruption in the history of the United States. In May 18, 1980, eruption of Mount St. Helens in Washington was the most destructive in the history of the U.S. Nova Rupta Katmai volcano in Alaska erupted considerably more material in 1912, but owing to the isolation and sparse population of that region then, there were no human deaths and little property damage. In contrast, the eruption of Mount St. Helens caused loss of lives and widespread destruction in a matter of just hours. And this is from USGS. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.